Welcome back, Disc Golf World. It's Kevin Jones here with Luke Humphries. We are bringing you guys back nine coverage of round 2 of the Texas State Disc Golf Championships presented by Latitude 64. We've got Calvin Heimburg, Garrett Gurthie, Paul McBeth, and Emerson Keith. Luke, how you doing today?
Yeah, we've got a great card, bunch of firepower. I'm doing well, Kev. Thank you for asking. Quick look at the leaderboard. We have Ricky Wysocki shooting some fantastic golf. And quick shout out to Jake Hebenheimer, who aced hole 6. We didn't mention that at the time. That's our bad, Jake. Nasty ace. It was caught on camera too, so you can catch that. Chris Clemens also shooting really hot. And then Kevin Jones starting to pick up some pace 6 through 12. Playing yourself a little golf, eh?
Trying to. Hole 10. You definitely have a backup coming into this hole. Goal number 1 is beat the gap that we just went through with the drone. You're going to hopefully land in this area, and then you're shooting down into the second part of the hole, and that's this part right here. It's got a down slope the entire fairway. Usually you're bringing the shot in from the left side to the right at the end. This hole is awesome. It's really long, and it's pretty much divided into 2 sections.
Yeah, that's absolutely what I was going to say. It's a 2-shot hole, and that's early.
Nightmare.
Where's it kicking? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. That was an absolute pucker of a shot, because if that kicks left, this hole is made so long.
It got so far up the fairway, too. This is a pioneer from Emerson. I like this. Not a full speed. Something really stable, trusting its stability as he forces it over and lets it come back, and that's optimal position from him.
It is. That's exactly how you want to play the shot. Anything with clean footing looking down into the second portion of the fairway is good.
Ooh. Now just sit. That was aggressive from him. That was a T-bird.
Yes, he has 2 plays on the hole. That's his safe play in his left hand right there, the Rhino, and he went with the aggressive play. Not going to pay off this
I like
time.
it. Probably because he was talking to this guy who's about to rip a wraith.
And it's left side too.
Ooh.
Man, okay, we saw great action from all of the left sides
Yeah,
there.
we really did. Nobody getting penalized too badly for their early releases. The spotter on this hole told me that Garrett threw the wraith up there yesterday and went all the way past him, past the women's basket up there.
I heard about that. Garrett's second shot needed to get more to the right there. And still, I mean, I would say getting up and down from there is going to be a feat. He's looking at a bogey.
Yeah, it'll take a pretty good forehand from him. Just don't, cut roll into the woods. Not a great shot from Calvin, but.
Yeah, he was trying to flex a forehand down into the second portion of the hole. He was a little bit low there, turned it over, and now he's got a long ways to go to save a par.
I just like to correct myself as well as I see Emerson's disc. That is a stiletto, so he is throwing full speed. He's throwing it again, getting a little greasy, but ending up perfect, and he'll be 20
Really
feet
close
for his birdie.
Yeah, you got to love it right there from Emerson. Notice that he really got over on the disc, meaning he got it on an Anheuser angle so that it's really flying down far into that gap. That was really well done from Emerson, and not so much Paul there.
Oh, yeah, that was a tricky position he was in. I'm not sure exactly what he was going for.
This is a pretty standard shot Calvin needs to execute to save par, but that's well too much hyzer on it there, and he's looking 60 feet down to the basket for his par attempt.
Yeah, edge of circle 2. Flex out for him. Well, that's edge of circle 2 as well for Garrett's par. Is that going to be? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Not that he needed it. That was a great shot either way. Pretty skinny gap he had to hit from that position he kicked himself into over there on the right.
Yes, it was. Paul probably, is he saving par there with that shot? I believe he is. And Calvin here, this is for par.
No.
1 inch off.
It didn't look like it rolled too far, but yeah, exactly 1 inch off. Now he'll have to pay attention to that one. Garrett, similar distance. Little stepper. band, cage, chains, all of it. Maybe an inch as well.
A nice birdie there from Emerson Keith.
There we go. A lot of chopping it up going on his card. Emerson Keith stays composed.
Bogey there from Calvin Heimburg. Very common result after tee shot like he had.
Yeah, this hole's played as a par 5 in the past for the Piney Woods Open, an A tier that's been hosted here at Lindsay Park previously, but this hole coming in as par 4 this time, coming in as the 4th most difficult, playing a third of a stroke over par. Hole 11, Kev.
Hole 11, there's pretty much one shot on this hole. It's a ripped forehand, probably pretty low. Right where the sand begins right here is where you're wanting your disc to hit the ground. Once it hits the ground, it's going to shoot off to the right and hopefully somewhere into the circle. Going long right isn't really much of an option as far as I've seen, but a lot of times you'll see people skip and flare off short right and then have a 30-footer or something just outside the circle. But the trouble comes on this hole early right.
It needs to hook up. Oh, yeah.
That's through the gap, and it's going to be a little bit short, and that's just outside the circle from Emerson. I think he's going to love that.
Yeah. The hard Texas ground is your friend on this hole. You got to use it. Throwing it low, like you said, is the key so that you can allow yourself to get that super big skip right. Just a bit left.
Yep, just off on the left side there, missing the gap. But the good thing about the left side is it's much more friendly than if you miss the gap on the right side.
Yeah, a little bit of overcommitment's better than the early release on this one for sure. That's just a Firebird from Calvin, it looks like.
Ooh, outside gap as well, maybe. Flare coming in. Needs to get under that cedar. It's nice how that cedar is cleared out on the underside. So if you have pace, you will slide under it. Calvin looks like he will be obstructed by it, though.
This roller from Garrett, I love this play.
I've never seen this play before.
Whoa. Weird reaction. Trusting the ground to give you, neutral kicks, and it really didn't in that case. Just unlucky.
A sonic shot here from Garrett for an upshot, and he's good for it.
Dude just plays catch with the basket so well. From 150 in, effortless playing catch.
Yeah, he's easily one of the best in the world at that specific shot, hands down.
This is a run. He wants this. Low ceiling, though, so he's got to test it. Kind of felt it leaking the whole time. Odd stance for Calvin, especially with how tall he is.
To say the least, Luke.
Yeah. And Emerson might have been able to just stand there, but let's go. Ooh, just a little bit low. Come on now. Wow. All the way again to circle's edge. He bangs this one all the time, every time. I didn't know it, but I know him.
Yeah. Emerson has a great mental game, and he's also a great putter. That was literally the same distance. Speaking of great putters, Paul McBeth, that's about a 99%er.
Pretty typical on this hole. Really got to get that low skipper to get the birdie. This one coming in is the 6th most difficult, playing over par.
All right, moving on to hole 12. This is going to be a par 4 this year at 621 feet. This hole is very intimidating because it wraps around to the left super far. It goes straight for a long ways to here, and then at the end of the fairway, very hard, sharp, kind of like candy cane style hole to the left. But the beautiful thing is the ground is very hard packed, so skip shots are very available out there and almost, I'd say, pretty fun to play.
Yeah, totally are. You'll see some forehand rollers as well. You said candy cane, fish hook. really comes all the way back around. It's that type of hole. Emerson going forehand, which allows you to push right. He's going to need to have a minimal skip here.
Oh, and he does find the OB that I didn't mention yet. OB lining the fairway all down the right side. So Emerson going forehand there. I love the play. It's my personal play, but he's got to make sure that he gives that a little extra stank in order to flip it a little more away from that out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's going to be costly.
Yeah. It opens up his angle, though. That's why he's going with the forehand, so that he's right side of the fairway for that skip shot second. Ooh, perfect kick for Paul. He's back in position. That was headed left and probably would have been a forehand roller position if it had continued. Looking for a frozen rope out of Calvin.
He's going big here, not holding
Yes.
back. Has he just...
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. We will not see a better
Yes.
drive than we're seeing right now.
Yes. Go. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you could tell as that was just continuing to flip down the center of the fairway, not even messing with the ceiling on the hole either. Wow.
Oh, man, what a bomb. Let's see if Double G can back that up. Let's
Oh,
go.
my goodness. Oh, a little much turn, but
Ooh.
great golf shot from Garrett, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
putting himself in phenomenal position for a
Still
birdie.
way down there, too. Dang, Paul's like, bro, that was deep.
Exactly. That was a great shot.
Love seeing that. This will be a low skipper almost assuredly. Oh, yeah. A little early.
It is.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
the worst play, but the beautiful thing about that shot is if you don't want to mess with those trees, it's very fair to just play long around them, and you can still park the hole, just as Emerson's doing right here, bringing it in super wide. That's
Yeah.
parked.
The skip out here is so consistent that these guys have no problem playing it. The pine straw, as we like to call it. Very skippy. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Like an artist.
Straight up. These guys are good. This is a pleasure. And Calvin Heimburg for an eagle on the 621-foot hole. Come on, boy.
This is only like 70 feet, man.
Not his best effort. Just good facial expressions.
Paul McBeth for birdie here, making easy.
Oh, yeah.
And Calvin with, I mean, after the drive, one of the easiest birdies ever had on the hole.
Yeah, you can see disappointment in his eyes, but it's a birdie.
Yeah, he would like to give it a little bit better of a run.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd love to knock that thing in, especially on camera. What a drive, though, man. So smashed.
Great par from Emerson there, going out of bounds on the right side of the fairway. And let me tell you, it's not easy to get up and down from the right side of the fairway. And Garrett sneaking in his birdie on the right side as well.
Yeah, that was an acrobatic second shot. He was patent pending, throwing it across the body. Well done from him. Guys, quick shout out to the Disc Barn, who's been sponsoring our coverage, this drone flight coverage, the entirety of our Texas swing. We can't thank those guys enough, and you should go check them out, thediscbarn.com. They've got a bunch of stuff over there, taking pictures of every disc. Appreciate y'all's support. Go check them out. Kev?
Hole 13 is a par 4 that is reachable at only 520 feet. There's OB on the fairway, the entire right side, very similar to the last hole. There's plenty of options on this hole. Paul showing you the air shot option.
Wow, Bushnell telling us that one got 507, never even getting flat. And that was a
my
pure hyzer
goodness, Paul.
507.
Oh my goodness, the power on that shot. No flex at all, and it still almost got all the way to the pin. Calvin put this one in the circle last round.
Oh no.
But it's really overstable, though.
It is, too. Look at it fight.
Oh, man.
Okay, so that's about 90.
Yeah, the only reason that didn't go all the way to the pin, I'm telling you, is because it got caught up by some trees. Calvin can juice the disc.
Speaking of juicing frisbees. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. Get back to hyzer and skip. Oh. Just a little bit low for it. That was smashed, though. These guys put on a show.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to have seen Garrett Gurthie or even Calvin or Paul throw in person, yeah, good on you because it's special.
It is a thing to behold. And this guy throws far, too. Pound for pound, excuse me, one of the furthest in the world.
So we see all backhand air shots from this card. Pretty clean from Emerson. You got to love it, though. All the players in play right now, pretty much every one of them is about to take a very easy birdie on this hole. Yeah, Garrett with the furthest shot, and he's throwing a little sonic in.
Yeah, giving it a bid, like we said, just playing catch with the basket. And that's just a bad angle to run it, but, I mean, lay up for a birdie, not the worst.
Jump putt approach for birdie. I'll take it.
See about Calvin's angle. I think Paul's going to have a good angle to possibly run that eagle. This one will need to be skinny. Stay up.
Oh my goodness, Calvin. Just as close on his eagle bid today as yesterday from inside the circle.
Dude, back-to-back holes, this guy is just scaring baskets. Ooh.
Calvin is eagle hunting right now. He's really wanting that one. This is Garrett to finish off his birdie. This is from about 20 feet. He's been solid all day.
Yeah.
And maintains that right there.
All day. Really makes that hyzer putt work for him. We saw Matty O on the coverage yesterday with a very signature style of putting that works for him. Garrett, very similar.
Similar in that they are unique, correct?
Correct, because they are vastly different. Garrett's got a little pendulum putt. Matt putting straight from his pecs, basically the high chest.
It's really cool to see all the different putting styles. All it is however this person has figured out how to project the disc as straight as possible. That's all it is.
Little check-in. Chris Dickerson shooting some good golf. We got a three-way tie top at the moment. Matty O, we were just talking about his putting style. And then we saw his game yesterday. Great for the woods. Nico LaCastro also shooting good. And then Brian Earhart joining Chris Clemens shooting 9 under as a pair. That's some fantastic golf from the lefties.
Yeah, and then hole 14 is a very short par 4. It's similar to a hole we've seen before. I would compare it to hole 4, which is where the first shot is really short chip sidearm, and then the second shot is a laced putter or maybe a flex shot if you've missed your first landing area. This is the green right here. It's a tunnel leading to the green, so you're not going to really get to the green unless you access the tunnel.
Ooh, Paul eyeing the high window. I like it.
High window is a great play, but it's a really random play, so
I'm guessing it's very stable frisbee.
I'm not. It's really tough to say. It's probably closer to the flippier side. I mean, I wouldn't say too flippy because I would end up rolling.
No.
Oh my goodness. I'm playing this hole way wrong.
No, it's not that good. He's still way back there. That's actually just across the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his angle will be pinched. He'll have to throw a severe and hyzer from there to access the window.
Oh, nice catch, dude. I was totally wrong. I thought he had, like, put it down on the green almost.
Dude, it'd be hard to... I mean, it is hard to tell, but that would be highly difficult. Is this... No, okay, this is a Sonic.
Yeah, little Sonic. I mean, it's just a really short shot. We're all just trying to advance up this first part because nobody wants to get caught on this side of the ditch.
Possibly a little pinched, a little long maybe from him, but you know, you and I both feel like the long could work for a good forehand second.
Yeah, long can play, absolutely.
Emerson a little lower, looking for the skip, and he gets it. He's really good at that. Everybody else plays the high shot. He's going low, full speed, real touchy. I love that. I mean, he's used to this Texas skipping golf. And
wow, this is so difficult here from Calvin Heimburg.
Ooh, that's the backside gap that he was trying to access.
Was he going to be leaking out to the right side if he doesn't hit trees there, or was he headed towards the basket?
If he gets past it, his disc dies back out towards the basket.
Oh my goodness, Garrett Gurthie.
What? Avier X3?
Yes, sir, dude.
Yeah,
He
buddy.
shows so much emotion on that shot because of the level of difficulty on that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great from Garrett. Yeah, and Emerson, this is an awesome landing area, a little bit longer than your average landing zone.
Oh, wow.
It opens up this little hyzer, or I think in his case, a slight flex, but it's really open from there.
Made it look easy.
He's still accessing the tunnel. He's just accessing the tunnel from a different angle.
Yeah, it's just a really demanding second shot. If you can put yourself in position like Garrett and Emerson did and then just tap in your three, saving a lot of stress and picking up a stroke on the field.
Paul trying to make something happen from his second shot, and then here trying to throw it in on his third shot for birdie. Not going to happen. He's going to be tapping in a par there. Calvin looking good from long distance, just flashes in front. He's going to be dropping in a par. Emerson with a nice birdie.
Yeah.
Really well played from Emerson. He drew it up nicely, a little bit long on his first shot, and then down into the tunnel smoothly. Garrett as well. Sonic to sidearm.
Yeah, great sidearm from him. Sidearm putter, too. For someone who, you know, likes playing the backhand more, doesn't consider himself that good at the forehands, that's a really touchy forehand.
Yeah, it is.
Putter forehand.
Yeah, it sure is. He's going sidearm putter there because he doesn't want it to fade out to the right. He did it well. Hole 15 is a par 3 at 291 feet. It starts out as a turnover shot. I'd say ideally maybe a force-over turnover that's just panning throughout the flight, but I've seen some very successful flip-up sidearms down this tunnel because of the ground play.
Yeah.
Garrett looks like he's got a rock, and that looks close to perfect.
Wow.
Since he threw mid-range, it's just going to be carrying just a little bit long, no problem for him.
The mid-range takes the angle and then fights back out, opposed to a putter that would just keep holding that angle, turning right, and end up short right. Here's that flip-up play.
And look at that straight skip. That's genius.
It is. Jeremy Colling's doing the same thing with an Avier X3. It's a perfect play if you have it. This is a touch inside. That's the tree. Yeah. That's what happens if you're a little bit inside. That's the putter continuing to turn over instead of the mid-range flexing out.
That tree that he hit pretty much makes the right side of the fairway. The thing is, you can miss right side of that tree and still be great. Calvin looking to track that tree as well. Oh, even more inside from Calvin. Luckily, got a great kick there to the middle of the fairway, making his upshot much easier.
Real simple. Ideally, you're pushing the backside of the fairway the entire time, so you're not worrying about the tree that Paul hit. Not outside of Paul distance by any means.
Ooh, no glide on that one. Showing frustration, trying to shred, but it's hard to get what you want at Dogwood.
Yeah. Emerson doing it great.
You're definitely not on your schedule on a course like this.
No, you're not. You have a plan. Plan's just a list of things that don't happen out here. can't remember which movie that's from, but
That's great. I love that.
yeah, that's from something. Garrett tapping in his birdie, Calvin his par, Paul also his par as we head into hole 16, final stretch.
Passion is more than fiery emotion. It feeds the spark to start your day. It fuels your obsessions. It inspires your dreams. Passion challenges your fears, and it repeatedly bathes you in sweat until you are transformed into a new, better you. Disc golf isn't just your passion, it's ours too.
The recent addition to the bag is the Gatekeeper. I wasn't really liking these so much before this new tournament plastic, but the first few shots I threw with this disc were just under the basket, feels good for power grip, or if I just want to control it at slower speeds with a pinch grip, right down the middle. It's got a little bit of stability, so it can handle a little wind.
All right, Luke, the final stretch, starting on hole 16. This hole's averaging right at par, 348 feet. Man, I'm learning that a lot of people are blasting mid-ranges down this fairway. I really like the fairway play because there is a slight ceiling to mess with, so it keeps your disc a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But whatever you choose, it's really about throwing it really straight.
Garrett also liking your fairway play, just touching one of his T-birds, but a little high, a little right. That can be a tricky up and down from there. He's so proficient with that Anheuser little putter shot, though, that he should be good. Flippy Explorer from Emerson. Turn, baby.
Let's see what happens to this. Oh my goodness. And that's why you throw the fairway driver right there. Wow. So close to the ground for a lot of its flight.
Does it get through this little patch right here?
I think so.
Oh, look at this. Living right.
That's what you want to see. I mean, he only missed his line by a few feet, though.
Yeah.
Like, really nice shot. And the speed and angle were perfect on it, so well rewarded.
Paul's going putter. Beats that tree. It's perfect.
Unbelievable, the power on display from Paul McBeth right there. Throwing a putter down that gap, so wild. In a putter line, as opposed to a fairway, it's going to be much more direct.
Got to keep the height as well. He does a great job of that.
Yeah.
Calvin going mid-range as well.
Calvin aced this hole in practice.
With a T-bird. He probably thought that maybe that's too much disc, I guess, if he was basket high going by the chains.
What a money shot from Calvin with his rock here. Never a doubt. That wasn't going anywhere else other than straight to the circle.
That's the pure line, baby.
Just inside of that last tree as well. That is great stuff.
Unbelievable from this group. We've got 3 people inside 19 feet.
This hole doesn't average very high because there's no OB on it, so you're not taking huge numbers on this hole, but you'll see a lot of bogeys.
Yeah, if you end up short left, short right, it does get tricky. Inside those trees that Double G didn't make it to, it's like a little jail. Here we go, Paul from 24. Never doubt. Putter, putter. It's a good way to play that hole. Yeah, we're going to see 3 under from this group. That's a good way to play this one. You think these guys are checking scores at this point? Do they know that they're needing a few.
It's possible, depending on your play style. I would say that's up to you. Personally, I would not be checking scores at this time.
Yeah. It's moving day. Put your nose down. Guys, quick shout out. The Disc Barn, is absolutely killing the online retail game. They've been supporting our drone coverage the entire time we've been doing the Texas swing. Big shout out to them. Thank you, guys.
Hole 17 is a par 4, and we are flying over the perfect landing area right now. And your approach shot is going to be looking down into this green, or you can try to go over the top as well on the tee with something aggressive.
Yeah, you've got some options right off the bat. Emerson looking low, getting distracted, refocusing. Maybe not totally refocusing, but if it stays out, birdie's still in play. No worries from him. Paul looking high.
It is still in play. It'd be a really tough shot from there, but it's doable. Anything that fights down into that gap. Now, Paul is just going really aggressive on this hole. It's hard to describe, but he needs a lot of turn.
Yes.
But he also needs the comeback.
Oh, yes. Perfect position from him. He'll be sliding a putter up there, taking his easy birdie, excuse me. You can't really run this basket. You've got OB 2-3 meters away from the basket and long left and right. Calvin got himself an eagle look yesterday. Similar line.
Wow, so much turn even after hitting the tree early.
Yeah, and he's only about 50 feet behind McBeth, but that angle that he's at will be much harder.
We have the opportunity to see 3 amazing opportunities at an over-the-top shot here. Garrett with a ton of turn, but it's going to be coming back.
Come on.
Oh.
Looks like it continued to turn over, didn't flex back as much as it needed to, and that's kind of where I was today. It's not easy.
Yeah, not going to be easy from over there. Luckily not OB, so not having to sacrifice a stroke. But there is an OB creek that runs along the right side of this hole that you can find. You can be on either side of it, but not in it.
Emerson maybe not totally comfortable with the shot that he needed to play there, thinking if he cleaned it through, it would go OB. Wow. That's how bad it was from over there.
Pretty solid out, though. Should be able to find a par pretty easily. This is Calvin trying to scrap a birdie. Looking great, playing the slope of the hill inside the circle.
Just a big jumper from M. Slide it up there. He'll have one he needs to pay attention to, but well done from him. It's a small gap that you got to hit. Yeah, it's a nice recovery from Garrett. He'll be tapping in for his par.
Yeah, it is a small gap, and there's that OB behind that nobody's really trying to mess with.
Yeah.
OB is extra painful out here because it's such a wooded course that OB hurts extra bad because you're sacrificing very important strokes.
Totally. Looked like Paul might have walked up there and just checked how close it was and knew it wasn't really worth it. Oh, yeah. Couple birdies, couple pars here. Very typical from what you're going to see. This hole coming in is the 13th most difficult, so on the easier side, playing a quarter of a stroke under par. Did have a couple 7s, couple 6s, bunch of 5s though, so if you got yourself in trouble off the tee, which is kind of the storyline of this entire course, it just makes the entire hole, the entirety of the hole harder.
Yep.
18th, Kev, we've made it.
We sure have. Last hole of the second round, one more round remaining afterwards. This hole is straight up the hill with this out-of-bounds cemetery right here, not usually coming into play, but every now and then coming into play, very importantly. Right up the hill we go. It usually takes a fairway driver if you want to have the distance on this one. If you're throwing a mid-range, you've got mean power.
This is the disc that Paul threw on 3 I'm guessing Vulture, a little bit understable.
That's looking like an Undertaker.
Either way, that's a tap-in birdie to finish.
It sure is. That's exactly how you want that shot to look.
This is Calvin's version of that disc.
That's right.
On a exactly similar line. A little stronger. Perfect placement. Can't do it any better than those two right there.
No, that's great. It would be more possible to throw a mid-range on this hole if you weren't having to deal with a ceiling, but there is a ceiling up there that can come into play. Almost like I knew it was coming. Emerson tickles it there.
Still gets over that little knoll. The second that you run into that, it's just a sand hill, and it just stops your momentum. Perfectly played from those guys. That was an explorer out of Emerson. Double G, getting his T-bird to fight through. He'll have 45-50, though.
Maybe a little less. Hard to tell. Usually when you come out on top there, you definitely have a makeable putt. Let's see how far he is.
Yeah, a little inside, like you said.
It's definitely makeable from Garrett. Not going to capitalize right there. Calvin from inside the circle trying to finish off with a birdie. And at 14 under he goes.
Oh, yeah. Emerson also grabbing the birdie on 18. These guys finishing their rounds in the exact style that you'd want to heading into Sunday. All of these guys really in position, though, as we head into Sunday on such a hard track. Anything can happen. Multiple stroke swings are happening nearly every hole.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a chance to win this tournament, so look forward to a lot of action coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Especially from that guy there, as always. Here's the live look in. Paul McBeth bogeying the second hole and then birdieing, what is that, 8 birdies after that. Fantastic from him. Emerson Keith, similar, started out a little slow and then just heated up. And there it is. Matt Oram and Ricky Wysocki both shot 7 and then played together and both shot 10 to be tied for the lead. Chris Dickerson and Casey White will be joining them on the lead card, just one back. And then there you are, Kevin Jones, hot round of the day, scorching 11 under, bro.
Feels great to put in a round like that and put myself in a position like that, couple strokes back from the leaders.
Yeah, able to grab the eagle on 13.
Yeah.
Awesome. Threw a roller down.
Sure did.
Great stuff from you. Guys, it's been a pleasure being with you here in this GK Productions of the Texas State Championships, sponsored by Latitude 64. You want to show them out, Kev?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Definitely tune in for round 3's coverage. It's about to get hot.
We'll see you there.